Attracting the attention of the police is the last thing any of us want when we're making our little video projects. But this makes it very difficult when we want a police presence in the movie. Now, maybe some of you have an Uncle Bob who happens to be a police chief, but for the rest of us, we're going to have to resort to a lot of compositing to get this done. When we first read the police blockade scene in the script for our buddy road trip comedy Who Stole the Electric Car, we started scratching our heads a lot. But then cruising down Hollywood Boulevard at night, we found that you've got a pretty good chance of finding some police cars. We were able to shoot out the car window and stabilize to get some decent shots for a few seconds. A problem is that a lot of these police cars are going to be parked with their lights off. We have a rotating beacon light, which can be purchased for pretty cheap, and we shot that against black. It came with both a red and a blue outside piece, so we shot a variation with each color. But if you've only got one color, you can make that adjustment with a shifting of hue. We clamped the levels to make the background black, and create a garbage mat. These lights are placed on top of the police cars on the screen blending mode. We can add a small lens blur so that it's not as sharp, depending on how close it is. Next, we take a flare from another part of the footage and place it on top of our added lights for a single frame at a time, also on the screen blending mode. We need to see the reflection of the lights on the road. Let's take a red solid and use a stretched out blurred layer of the beacon light placed over the road as a luma mat. Here we have a wide shot where a police car is chasing another car. Because it's very dark and very wide, the only difference between a police car and a normal car are the lights. We shot traffic from a park and timed out two cars to look like they're chasing each other. This included speeding them up. The same beacon lights can be used and tracked to the second car. This shot has an extra layer screened on top for one frame for an extra flare. Here we actually see cops standing outside of the cars. We put two guys in a very simple cheap costumes in front of a blue screen. They're placed in front of the rotoed footage of the car, and the same police car background from before is used. A layer of color bleeding is added so that the blinking lights will be showing up a little on the cops. We could add more cops in the background, but there's so much going on with the lights that we can get away with this. If you're curious to see how we made a police blockade and multiple police stations with no budget and zero cooperation from the police, check out Who Stole the Electric Car.